and welcome to day one of 4 days of open competition here at the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Västerås in Sweden. Earlier on today, we had fantastic battles, fantastic performances in the women's 47 and 52 kilo classes in the first session, and the most recent session, the 57s, which went right down to the wire, and we saw wonderful performances. And you join us this evening for the women's 63 kilo class. There are so many entries, 17, that it has to be split into two groups, eight in the first group, nine in the second. The split is according to the totals that were submitted at nominations, and the higher ranked lifters will lift in the second group, but everyone is competing for the same medals. Anyone can win the squat, the bench press, or the deadlift. Anyone from either group can be the champion. And although it may seem a long way to do it, the reality is we will finish 20 minutes sooner, because rather than all 17 lift and then have a 20-minute break while they warm up for the next discipline, we will go with the first group, and then when the second group is on, the first group is warming up for bench press, and so we only need a 10-minute break rather than 20 minutes. So, and it is the way forward possibly. And I'm just looking at my screen as the clock ticks down to zero, and Sunniva Nordskog from Norway is the first out. We had a lot of late changes to opening attempts. Some lifters going up, some lifters going down, depending on how the warm up felt. You can change right up to 3 minutes before the start of the competition. That looks like a good lift from Nordskog, and it is. Three wide lights gets the competition underway. And Loris Och from Switzerland. Switzerland had a really good day yesterday, if you remember. Final day of junior competition in both the 105s and the 120 plus. And this is Och opening with 132.5 kilos, the same as a Norwegian, but with a higher lot number. That looks nice and deep, brought up under control, and three white lights for the Swiss lifter. And we move to 137.5 kilos for Jana Abolina from Ukraine. Here she is. Her PB is 137.5, and that is exactly what is on the bar for her opening attempt. Normally, we would direct you to the positions which you see on the top of the graphic, but remember, this is the first group, the lower ranked lifters. So when you see someone say going from fourth to first, it's first in the group, not in the overall competition. Well, it came up nice and easily for Abolina. One of the referees, center referee, called it on depth. Other two referees called it good. And the next lifter up will be Gaina McGrath from Ireland. 140 kilos on the bar, 15 kilos below our personal best. Brings it back up well, but she didn't bring it down enough. And that is red lights for depth from all three referees. And you can see from the side it was clearly high, and she needs to find a little bit more depth. Now, Galina Abramova from Russia is next. She's taking 145 kilos. PB is 150. No, no, that will be blues, I'm afraid. At least she knows the strength is there. Blues and the yellow. The blue in squat for downward movement, which you see there. And it used to be yellow for downward movement, so I would suspect that that is what all three fails were for. Now we have Nus Lasquez Martin from Spain. I hope I'm pronouncing that first name correctly. You practice the second and third names and then you see the first one. But this is 155. And that looks good. 3 white lights for Velasquez Martin. And next up we have Gina Bakker Bolstad from Norway. 157.5 kilos on the bar. And that looks good. Wearing the A7 singlet and t-shirt of one of the new major sponsors of the EPF. And we're so happy to have A7 on board. Now Emma Arusiak Badalian from Denmark. And she is opening 167.5, and she will be the last lifter out in the first round. And that's good, 3 white lights. Well, at the end of that, we have 3 red lights that need to be turned green. And we are into the second round, and this is Nordskog. She was good with 132.5, and she's taking 140 kilos for her second attempt. As I said, pretty much ignore the rankings because this is group 1 of 2, and the higher ranked lifters are in group 2. That looks good. But of course, most of the lifters at these championships aren't here for medals, they are here for other reasons. They're here to perform on the international stage. They're there to break their PBs at the highest level. They're there just to mix with the top lifters in the sport. And they're there to develop and advance as powerlifters. Now, McGrath missed her opener. It was a little bit on the high side. She needs to find more depth. She'll have discussed that with her coaching team. That's a lot better. That should be good. She still gets 1 red. but it's a good lift. Two white lights for McGrath. And next up we have Laura Zoch again from Switzerland. 140 on the bar. A PB 142.5, getting very close to that. Oh, she's battling. She's brought it up. That looks good. And three white lights for off. Now, Abelina from Ukraine is up next. She equaled her PB with her opening attempt. And now she's going 7.5 kilos more, up to 145 kilos. That look good? And she gets a red light from the center referee, but white lights from both sides. Next up with the same weight is Abramova, Galina Abramova from Russia. PB is 150, but she is more concerned with getting an opener on the board. Remember, she was three-quarters of the way up. The bar went back down, and she got red lights from all three referees. She knows what she needs to do. Has she gone deep enough? No. Oh, and she's in all sorts of trouble. And it's such a shame because she clearly hasn't got a problem with the weight. But she's not doing the lift within the rules. Now, Nus Blasquez Martin, she is taking 160 kilos for her second attempt. Still 5 kilos below the personal best. And she has to re-rack the bar. The referee explains why. She still has 20 seconds. And you can see the top clock ticking down, bottom left-hand corner, and now she gets the score command. And that's nice and deep. And she brings it back up. That should be good. Three white lines. And now Gina Bakker Bolstad from Norway, 162.5 kilos on the bar. Now, will she get this? She didn't get it last time, and she hasn't got it this time. Watch it again. Two referees called it in depth. One referee gave it. It's got to be very, very close. She just needs to find another half an inch next time. And two lifters will be in the last chance saloon, but in the meantime, this is Badalian from Denmark, her second attempt, 175 kilos.
Stop.
And it looks like it will be Badalion who is setting the target for all those who will come in the second round. Because if she gets this, she will be leading. And she gets it 2-1. I wasn't sure about the depth. I kept quiet. But that's the way it goes when you're on the border. That looked good from the side, in fairness. When you're on the border, it can go 2-1 either way, and you're never sure which way it will go. Now, Sunniva Norskog from Norway, her third attempt, 145. First three lifters all taking 145. Very narrow stance. I think I'll wait for the referees in that one. She fought it up well. And it's a good lift. Three white lights. Sometimes with that very, very narrow stance, it's difficult to tell from the front angle. Yes, looked a lot better from the side.
Galina Abramova.
Now, Abramova from Russia. Well, she has a problem.
She's first at the
It is
second
not
attempt.
with the weight, it is with executing the lift within the rules, and she has one more chance. She's got to make depth, and she's got to bring it back up in a continuous movement with no downward movement of the bar. Oh, I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong. And I am. I'm delighted to be wrong. It's a good lift, 2-1. And again, it looked better from the side than it did from the front. And she carries on in the competition. Now, Loris Och from Switzerland, her third attempt is 145 kilos. She's 2 from 2, and this will be a new personal best. Nice and deep, but she can't bring it back up again. And it's a no lift.
Abolina from
Now,
Ukraine.
Yana Abelina from Ukraine. Next up, she's 2 from 2, and she's taking 150 kilos. She's having a good day. She equaled her personal best with her opener,
Paris ready?
improved it with her second,
Paris ready, 1 minute.
and this is to take it yet
Go.
5 kilos
Abolina
further.
from Ukraine. Next lifter, Sheina from Finland.
Well, slowly down, slowly up gives the referees a very good look, and they like what they
Rotate.
see.
Take one
Three
time.
white lights. Now, Gaynor McGrath, Ireland,
Ready, consider
150 kilos on the bar for her. She
Final
missed
attempt.
140 in depth. She was quite high, in fairness. She made the depth second time round and now adds 10 kilos, but she's still 5 kilos below her personal best. This should be manageable for her. Got to find that depth that she found for the second. And she's battling it all the way back up.
Take
And the
cover.
referees say she looks anxiously, but no. That was more like the first lift than the second, I'm afraid. And she gets reds from all three referees. That is a red light for failure plus a small red underneath indicating the reason. And in squat, the small red signifies insufficient depth.
Double change, observation.
And
Double
we are
change,
into
calculate.
the second group. And first up is Iris Schulten from the Netherlands. I don't think that is Schulten. Was that not the
Number one,
Norwegian?
proceed.
I think that was the Norwegian that failed her first two lifts. The wrong name came up,
The bar is
and
ready,
she got it
go.
2-1.
30 seconds
So, with
remaining.
apologies for that confusion, we now go back. We are still in the first group, and it's Blasquez Martin, 165 kilos on the bar, to equal her personal best. Oh, she's battling. No, finally has to concede defeat. Cannot take it any further. And one more lifter, and it's Badalian, Emma Arusiak. Badalian from Denmark, 180 kilos on the bar. And this will be the target. All the Group 2 lifters will have to come past. They want a medal. And it will be a 5 kilo personal best. Oh, and she's backing that up well, and that looks good. And it is three white lights and a scream of delight. And that ends the Group 1 squats, and we move straight on to Group 2 without a break. Just to look at the running order, uh, Sukovska is out first, then Schultz and Lulova, and we will call them out one by one. This is Zukovska from Ukraine, 137.5 on the bar. And that looks good. And three white lights. And just to absolutely confirm if there was any confusion, Bacca Bolsted from Norway did get her third lift, 162.5. She is in the competition, and she is currently in second place, with of course a number of lifters to come. And this is Veronika Schulze from Germany, 147.5 kilos on the bar. And that's three white lights. Just look at the replay. Now, Rastastina Lulova from Bulgaria is next out, 28 years old with a PB of 170 and on the bar 150. And that is three white lights for Lulova. Now, Elsa Solomon Paulsen from Sweden is next up. Two Swedish lifters coming now, separated by only 2.5 kilos. Solomon Paulsen is opening on 155 and Grandstad will open on 157.5. That looks good. And three white lights. Nice wide stance, plenty space to sink into. And easier for the referee to see the top of the hip. And now Sofia Granstad, also from Sweden, 157.5 kilos on the bar. The Finnish lifter Lindahl will follow on the same weight. Oh no. Well, somehow she stayed with the bar, and I hope she's okay. Her left, just watch her left leg, it just seemed to collapse under her. Just went forward. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before in squat competition, and we hope she's okay. And this is Stina Lindell from Finland, also 157.5 kilos on the bar. And she's happy with it. Brings it up, smiles, three white lights, and dances off the stage. Now, Annie Nelson from Great Britain is next. She's the British record holder in the 63 kilo class. She's opening 13 kilos below her personal best of 160. Look at real focus and determination on her face. And brings that up really well. And three white lights for Nelson. Plenty more in the tank. Now, Pantea Supanets from Austria is the second last lifter out. She's opening on 165. Still, no one has matched the lift of the Danish lifter in the first round. Oh, that's lovely indeed. Three white lights. And finally, in the first round from the Netherlands, Iris Schulten, 180 kilos. The PB is 185.5. She's the Dutch squat record holder in the 63 kilo class. We've seen her lift many times before, but she will still only go into second place on body weight. Delian still leads from the first group. Oh, very controlled squat. And no, it wasn't deep enough though. She looks shocked, but I didn't want to call it high, but that was my first reaction. Yeah, it's got to go an inch further, I'm afraid, to satisfy the two referees that gave it the red light. And at the end of the first round, Battalion from the first group leads with 180. Supernets is second with 162.5, and Backe Stad, also from the first group, squeezing in with her final squat, is in third place, but of course, two lifts to go for the Group 2 lifters. And that looks good. That was Zukowska, and three white lights. That was 142.5 kilos. Sorry, sometimes we almost miss the first lifter out when looking at the scoreboard. Now, Veronica Schulze, she is taking 152.5, still well below her personal best. And that looks good. And three white lights. Now, Sophia Granstedt will be next from Sweden. She missed her opener. If you remember, the left leg just gave way, the left knee shot forward, and we sincerely hope she's okay and that she can make this squat. But it's got to do something to you mentally, worried that what happened last time may happen again. Oh, that's much better. Wait for the referees. No, it wasn't deep enough. You know, she didn't have a lot further to go. Just watch it again. I think another half an inch, and it would have been there. She has one more attempt. At least she knows the left leg is okay, and she can focus on depth next time. This is Lulova, Bulgaria, 157.5 kilos, still way below her personal best of 170. And three white lights for the Bulgarian. And next up we have Elsa Solman Olsen from Sweden, 160 kilos on the bar. And she comes out to shouts of encouragement from the crowd. She smiles, but now she has to put her game face on. Sit down with 160 kilos across her back, and then stand up again. Oh, she's battling, and yes, she's brought that back up. And three white lights. Stina Lindell from Finland. She opened at 157.5. She's gone to 165. And this will be a new personal best by 5 kilos if she makes it. Oh, she battles and battles. She says yes, almost as if she tells the referees what button to press. And she gets three white lights. And now Annie Nelson, Great Britain, 170 kilos on the bar. Three lifters to go in the second round.
1 minute.
And she comes out with a 10-kilo jump, only 3 kilos short of her British record lift, which is her personal best. And she brings that back up, gets the rack command, and she gets three white lights.
Ex-lifter Panthea Stefanets
Two
Austria.
lifters to go. Next up is Pantea Supanets from Austria,
Ex-lifter.
172.5, a 7.5 kilo increase, taking her to second place in squats. Badel Jan from Denmark still leads. And that looks good.
Yes.
And that is three white lights.
2 minutes.
And now Iris Scholten from Netherlands missed her opener on
160
depth.
kilo.
She looked shocked,
She missed the first attempt with this weight,
but
so she
really
needs the
she
next
shouldn't
weight.
have been.
The man is
And she
running.
needs to find that
1 minute 7.
extra inch of depth. And if she does, she will go into second position behind Badalion. Strength is not an issue, just slightly deeper. Well, that was better. Will it satisfy the referees? It satisfies two of them, and that's all she needs.
Slowly.
And everyone, well, not everyone is in the competition. We still have the
Now we
Swede
start the second lap
battling to
lap
stay in,
time.
but Schulten, one of the favourites, is back in. And at the end of the second round, we can see Badalian from Denmark still leads with 180 on bodyweight from Schulten, with Supernets further back on 172.5. And looking at the, sorry, I missed that lift.
Good lift.
Looking at the scoreboard,
3 white
that
light.
was Sukova, and that was a good lift.
Stefanets Sofia Greve.
My apologies to her. And I can tell you what I was looking at. Badalian from the second group guaranteed a silver medal because no one else from, sorry, from the first group is guaranteed a silver medal. No one else from the second group is attempting 180. Only Shelton will attempt to go past her. This is Grandstad. Must make this to stay in. Got to get the depth. It's deeper. She smiles this time. She thinks it's good. No,
20
it is
kilometers.
not. And she will look
Limit
up
of
and she will
180
see
kg.
two red lights.
Ex-lifter Veronica Scholz from Germany.
Let's watch it again. Well,
The bar is running
she
once
thought
more.
it was good.
Veronica Scholz,
It was
Germany.
so close, but
Ex-lifter
no lift.
Sofia,
And
Bulgarie.
she has gone. Now Schulze, Germany. She's two from two. and add in another 7.5 kilos to the bar. She will only be 1 kilo below her German national record personal best if she makes this lift. And that looked good. And three white lights. Now Lulova from Bulgaria. She's taking 160 kilos. Still 10 kilos below her personal best, but every day can't be your best day, and you've just got to make the best you can out of how you are on the day. Very distinctive action. She doesn't lift her head, keeps looking down throughout, and that is a good lift. 2-1 for Lulova. And next is Solomon Paulsen from Sweden. She's taking 162.5 kilos for what will be a 2.5 kilo personal best. Oh, she's battling it all the way. She likes it. And the referees like it too. She is delighted. New personal best. Now this is 167.5 kilos on the bar for Stina Lindell from Finland, just outside the medals in fifth place. And that's a good battle. She nods her head and smiles. Three white lights and finish joy. And now Annie Nelson, Great Britain. We come to the battle for medals. 175 kilos on the bar for Nelson. This will be a new PB by 2 kilos, a new British record, and it will move her into third place. In fact, it will guarantee her third place because Supernets, who follows, has already lifted more. Actually, forget that. I'm forgetting the lifter from the first round. For this to move into bronze medal position. Oh, that's the deepest she's been all day, and she's fighting and she's battling, and she's brought that up, and I think that's good. And it's three white lights for Annie Nelson. She moves into bronze medal position. Now, this is Supernets. She is going 177.5. And this will move her from fourth into bronze medal position and push Nelson back to fourth again. Nice and deep. No, can't bring it up. She has to settle for fourth. We have a long way still to go in the competition. She found depth, but she could not bring it back up. And there is one more lift. And it's Iris Scholten from the Netherlands. This for gold. She is second on body weight to Badalion from the first group, 187.5 kilos, to take the gold medal in squat. And she brings it back up, and we wait for the referees, and they say no. It's a no lift. All three call it on depth. Well, well, well. The underdog has taken the gold medal. You can start celebrating in Denmark because Badalion from Group 1 finishes with 180 at a body weight of 62.25. Schulten from the Netherlands also finishes on 180, her only good lift, but at a body weight of 62.50. Bronze medal goes to Annie Nelson from Great Britain, 175 kilos, just ahead of Supanets from Austria, who missed her attempt to snatch the bronze. Fascinating competition so far. There will be a 10-minute break. Join us after that for bench press. And welcome back to the bench press. It's the open women 63 kilo class here in Västerås in Sweden at the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships. If you've been with us earlier, you will know. If not, let me tell you that we have a group of 17 lifters, or we have a total of 17 lifters rather, in this class, and as a result, they have been split into two groups according to nominated totals when they entered the competition. You can see on the screen the result of the squat competition. It was won by the pacemaker, if you like, Badalian from Denmark in the first flight. Nobody caught her except Scholten, who was heavier on body weight. So the gold goes to Denmark, the silver to the Netherlands. And the clock has ticked down to zero. And we have Abramova from Russia, first out, 75 kilos on the bar. Remember, we will see the first group do all three lifts first, and then we will move straight on to the second group. And that's a good opener. Three white lines. Next, Gaina McGrath from Ireland. You can see she had a 140 best squat and is taking 80 kilos to get her bench press campaign underway. And that looks good. And three white lines. You see the replay there, and a really nice bench press from McGrath. Loris Och from Switzerland is up next, also on 80 kilos. The Swiss record holder in bench press in 63 kilo class, and she's opening 4 kilos below her personal best. Taking her time to get her feet flat. She's not getting the up. She's not taking the bar off yet. Of course, she's taking it herself. Now she sends her hips, gets the start command. And that looks good. No, she got yellows from both the side referees. Let's have a look at the replay. Check if the butt comes up. Yes. Before she'd even got the bar to her chest. And then you can see the light coming through. Now, this is Backe Bolstad from Norway. Did she give us a fright in the squat? But she got in there with the very last attempt. 2-1. Couldn't be closer. But now she's right in the competition. That looks like a good bench. And three white lines. Velázquez Martin from Spain will be up next. Two lifters on 85, Martin and Badalian. And that looks very solid. And three white lights. Now, Emma Arusiak Badalian, Denmark. surprise winner of the squad gold. She might have expected a medal, but could she ever have expected the color to be gold? And this is 85 kilos, 2.5 kilos below her personal best for her first bench press. That looks good. Three white lights, having a great day so far. And the bar goes up to 90 for Yana Abolina from Ukraine.
And now he's ready for you. 1 minute. Next lifter, Sunniva Nordstrom.
This will equal her personal best. She went past her personal best on the squat, of course. So no reason to believe she can't do so on the bench as well. Oh, it's a great opener. And considering that was equaling
Next
her
white light,
PB,
1 minute.
really
And one
comfortable.
moment. The bar is ready for
But as we've
Sunniva
said before,
from
sometimes when
Ukraine.
the technique is
25
perfect,
kilo.
it still
1 minute.
looks comfortable when you're at your maximum. Now, this is
Next lifter, Karina
Sunniva Norskog
Abrabova.
from Norway. 95 kilos on the bar for her, and she is the last out in the first round, in the first flight. And she will be wondering, can I do in the bench press what Badalion has done in the squat? Well, that's a good start. That's a nice easy bench. She
30
smiles.
final round.
She gets three white lights.
Now we start the second attempt. Please.
Plenty more
Bar is
there.
ready for Karina Abramova. Second attempt.
And now we are into the second round in the first group. And it's Galina Abramova taking the weight up by 5 kilos to 80. So she's gone past her PB of 75. This will be a new personal best if she gets it.
Good lift.
And three white lights, new PB. And she will be
Bar
delighted
is
with that.
ready for Jill
Loris Och
for
from
Koshnovis,
Switzerland,
Switzerland.
80 kilos
Koshnovis,
on the bar.
Switzerland. Salah is ready. 80 kilo. Next lifter,
She missed her opener,
Matra.
taking it
Final.
again. She has the Swiss record. This should be well within her grasp, but she's got to give it 100% focus and commitment. Takes it off herself. Oh, much better. But she got yellows last time. She's got whites this time.
25.
I was keeping half an eye on the hips.
Final. Final round.
And just watch where there was
Bar is ready
daylight
for
last
you. One
time.
minute.
Oh, well,
Next
she
lifter,
came close, didn't she? And now Gaina McGrath, 85 kilos. is to equal her personal best, and she does that in style. Will she go 87 and a half for a new personal best next time? Or will she really push the boat out and try for another 5 kilos? I think if I was the coach, I'd be saying 87.5, get a PB from the day, and then move on. Now, Blasquez Martin, fist pumping the platform crew again, taking 87.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo increase, still 5 kilos short of her personal best. Good. And three white lights. And a little jog of delight as she leaves the platform. Now Gina Backabolstad,
the river, not the land.
87.5 kilos. Two Norwegians in this first group, remember? Backabolstad and Norskog. And that looks good. And three white lights.
Two white lights for David.
And the bar goes up to 90 kilos for
Arusiak
Emma
Badalin.
Arusiak Badalian.
Delta, 90 kilo.
What a day she's having. And this will be a 2.5 kilo personal best on bench press to go with the personal best in squat, to go with the gold medal in squat. No, and that's the first obstacle that's been in her path today, and that is a no lift.
Diana Abolina in weight.
Just didn't want to move.
Judith.
Now, Abolina from Ukraine, 95 kilos on the bar for her.
Let's see the two
This will be a personal best. She equaled her PB with some ease with her opener, and this is to take it up 5 kilos. Look at the flexibility. And she sinks the hips down, flattens the feet, gets the start and no, maybe she should have gone 92.5, but that is a no lift. One more lift in the second round in the first group, and that is Sunniva Norskog from Norway, 100 kilos. Hoping against hope that she can do in the bench press what Badalian has done in the squat, and at least medal from the first group. Get a great picture of the concentration and determination. Oh, that's a great bench press.
Go David. Very white light for David.
And where will she go with her third?
Seven left from the third group on bench press.
Because she knows what the other nominated lifts are.
92.5.
She doesn't know how people will progress. And this is Galina Abramova from Russia with her third and final attempt, 82.5 kilos. Got a PB of 80 kilos with her second attempt. This is to push the PB up 2.5 kilos further. Oh, she's having a great day. That looks good. Looks like another PB. Beaming smile and three white lights.
Bar is ready for
Now Laura's Ocht from Switzerland
and you go to the front
missed
bar.
her opener. Got it
First
second
place,
time.
deadlifter Gina Sawada.
Perhaps slightly luckily, dare I say that. The problem has been keeping the butt on the bench. And you can see the light when she makes the arch. Well, if you can see any of that light in the replay, then it suggests the butt has come off the bench. She sinks down, gets the start command. Oh, it's a great lift. But did she keep the butt on the bench? Yes, she did. Three
White light.
white lights.
Deadlifter Gina Electra from Ireland. The bar is ready.
Well, I'm saying nothing at all. I'll just get myself into trouble. And we move on to Gaina McGrath from Ireland.
Last stage of the
87.5 kilos on the bar for her. And as we said before, with the Group 1 lifters, you should really ignore the positions up in the top because remember the first group, and that's just too heavy. Remember the first group haven't started yet. Now, Nus Blasquez Martin will come out, fist pump
the bar is
the
ready.
platform crew, and then attempt 90 kilos,
So
which
50
will be within
deadlifter
2.5 kilos. There we go,
Gina
of
Sawada.
her personal best. Now,
Ready.
just too much today,
Ready.
and that is being
Ready
noted.
from Gina by
And
crossbar.
now Gina
Ready.
Baca-Bolstead, 90 kilos for her. And the next lifter battalion,
Totalement.
she is 2 from 2, and this will equal her personal best. Oh, great battle. And I think that's good. 2-1. She got a yellow. Did the butt come up
The bar is
slightly, I
ready
wonder?
for
Let's check.
Eva Arosiak
And
Swaziland.
I don't think it was even a case of
Ready
slightly,
to go.
to be perfectly honest.
Deadlifter Yana from Ukraine.
No, this is Emma Arusiak Badalian coming out for her third and final bench press. She missed this last time, didn't get it moving. She'll have spoken to the coach. Can she make any adjustment to put that right? Or is it just too heavy? Oh, it's better. It's much better. But
Ready,
she
ready,
can't lock it out.
ready.
Now, Yana Abelina from
Ready.
Ukraine will be up next. 95
The bar is
kilos
ready.
on the bar.
Don't change. Don't change from the second group. Don't change from the second group.
No, it's not Badalian. She's already been. The next lifter out is Abelina, and that is she with the distinctive Ukrainian singlet.
Totalement.
Missed 95 last time. fighting, but no, she had her opener at 90. She could have gone 92.5, but she decided 95, and that is a no lift for Abelina. And we come to Norskog.
So jury overruled the third attempt of Norway. The board is ready for
Well,
the
I think we
announcement,
just seen Abelina,
and no lift for the third attempt for Norway.
unless I'm making a mistake somewhere. And if I have, I apologize most sincerely.
No lift,
We'll
okay.
just wait for a moment
No lift, no lift for women, yes.
and let things resolve themselves.
Okay,
And
now
yes, I was right.
the board
Oh,
is
thank
ready
goodness
for
I'm not
Sunila
completely losing
Norskog.
my mind after all. And this is
Go.
Sunniva Norskog from Norway.
170.5.
It's been a long 7 days, 12-hour days for
170
everyone,
good.
and
Miss
the information
Sofia.
provided on the computer has
Okay.
been fantastic all day, every day. And this is for 102.5 kilos. And this for a chance of a medal. And I rate her chances of getting this as better than 50% because the 100 was good and the 102.5 is good as well. And I think that was absolutely the right number for her because I think 2.5 kilos more would have been too much. The Norwegians have got that just right. So 102.5 is the target for all the lifters in Group
The board
2.
is ready. 1
And the
minute.
first of them is Sofia Granstedt from Sweden, PB 82.5. Today she's opening on 60 kilos. And sadly, she cannot make a total. She did not get a squat in, but she can contend for medals in bench press and deadlift. Oh, that was so easy.
And the lift,
And three
Norway.
white.
Ex-lifter Norway Katarzyna Bukania.
Now, Radostina Lulova, Bulgaria.
The board is ready.
90 kilos
Radostina
PB, 80
Lulova.
kilos on the bar.
Bulgaria
Should be
ex-lifter
safe.
Adi Nelson, Great Britain.
And the beauty of this group is so many lifters are so closely ranked that we're going to have battles in all three disciplines. And
No
that's
lift.
three white
No lift.
lights for
White light.
Lulova. Annie Nelson from Great Britain
The board is ready for
is up
Adi
next.
Nelson, Great Britain. Adi Nelson, Great Britain. Ex-lifter
She got a
Natalia
bronze
Great.
medal in the squat behind the lifters from Denmark and the Netherlands. And she's opening up her bench press campaign with 80 kilos, 5 kilos below her personal best. Oh, that's a nice easy opener.
No lift. No white light.
And the bar gets up to
Ex-lifter Natalia
87.5 kilos
Gregoire. Spain.
for
The
Zhukovska.
board is ready for you. 1 minute.
I nearly called her Abelina. Of course, there's two lifters from Ukraine in this group. One, the aforementioned Abelina in the first group, and Sukovska on the bench now in the second. Oh, that's a nice, easy opener with 87.5
No
kilos,
lift.
and that was only
No
two and a
white
half
light.
kilos below her personal best. Now, Veronika Schulze from Germany,
Aronik, 1 minute,
92.5 on the bar for the next two lifters.
Veronika Schulz.
German
Sekunde,
out
eine
first
Minute.
on lot. And
Und
three
links,
white lights
10
for the
White
German.
Lights.
Same weight on the bar for
Jetzt
Elsa
nächste White
Sorman
Lights.
Olsen,
Jan Wolfstad, Varonik, 1 minute,
Sweden,
Vario, Sweden.
as we get towards the end of the first round. Oh, how easy was that? That literally went up like an empty bar.
Sekunde,
And I think she's celebrating not that she got the lift, but how easy it was because she knows from that that she's in good form and she is strong here in Stockholm this evening. Now, Stina Lindell from Finland, 95 kilos on the bar for her. After every squat, she nodded and smiled as if to tell the referees what button they should press. Here she is on the bench press, opening on 95 kilos. And that looks good. 5 kilos below her personal best, which will now be in her sights. Three white lights. Two to go in the first round.
nächste
It's
Panthea
Pantea
Supanet.
Supernets from Austria next.
Varonik, 1 minute for Austria.
102.5 kilos. Her PB is 110. It should be well within her compass. And she will go into the lead with this lift ahead of the Norwegian on body weight, lighter body weight. Yeah, great bench press. Plenty more in the tank.
Und links, 10 White Lights.
So there will not be gold from the first group, but will there be a medal?
Der letzte.
Last out, Iris Scholten,
So, in der letzte.
Netherlands,
Last Vario Iris
107.5
Schulten
kilos.
was the gold medal position in bench press and total for the gold.
And that looks really good from Scholten. Three white lights.
Sweden,
She
Edvard
leads the bench
Round.
press at the end of the first round. Just watch the
Sweden,
replay.
Sweden, so der Verstand.
Absolutely solid. And we see the scoreboard.
Time is running.
Scholten leads with
1 minute.
107.5 kilos. Supernets
Austria.
second place, 102.5. Norskog from Norway third, also 102.5, marginally heavier, but she has had all three lifts, and the lifters behind her still have two lifts each remaining. Fascinating stuff. We move on to the second round, and Sophia Grandstad is up next, 62.5 kilos. Really, she's not pushing herself at all. I'm not even sure she's going to come out I think having not been able to get a squat in, Grandstad is probably going to save herself for the deadlift and place everything on getting a deadlift medal later on this evening. But the clock ticks down to zero. That will be recorded as a no lift, and the next lifter will be Radostina Lulova from Bulgaria. She will take 85 kilos, 5 kilos below her personal best for the 28-year-old.
85 kilos. Everybody's ready.
I missed the occupation
Lulova
category
Radostina
from the
is
profile,
the
but
next
we had some profiles that were palpably silly and trying to make the sport more professional. Sadly, that didn't fit in. So 85 for Lulaba, and that looks good. But sometimes I miss the crocodile hunters
the
and
white
the
flag.
spies
Next lifter,
and all the other weird and wonderful
for you.
occupations that
1
were
minute.
invented to amuse the viewing public. Annie Nelson, Great Britain, 85 kilos on the bar.
Lifter Natalia is ready.
Nowhere in bench press, but that's not her concern. Bench press for Nelson is about gathering kilos, harvesting as many as she can, taking them to subtotal so she has a chance to fight for a medal. And that's another 5 kilos in the bag for
Ready for the white
Nelson,
flag.
and it looked easy.
Next lifter Natalia
And if she goes
Nikolenova
another
is
five
ready.
kilos for her third and makes it,
Everybody's ready. 1 minute for you.
she will be right in the mix for a place on the podium. Perhaps a bit far to suggest she might win, but
Next
a
lifter
podium
Victoria.
at these stacked European Championships, a podium place is something to be truly proud of. Now, Zhukovska from Ukraine takes 92.5. This will be a new PB, and that looks good. Three white
Ready
lights.
for the white flag.
Now, Veronika Schulze,
Veronica Schulze.
Germany,
Germany.
97.5 for both her and
Germany.
Sorman Paulsen.
97.5 kilo.
The graphic at the top of the screen
Next lifter
will
Elsa
tell you what she's lifting for.
Koski.
It tells you she is currently in sixth place, and this is to move into fourth place as we come towards the end of the second round. No,
Already 20 minutes
no, she
mark.
just seemed to lose tension from the body and nothing to press against.
Also,
And she's got one more
everybody's
chance.
ready
I
for
think she
you.
could get it,
1 minute.
but she's got to give it everything. And this is Solomon Paulsen,
Lifter Stina is ready.
97.5 kilos, 2.5 kilos below her personal best with one lift to go. And that is really a good place to be. And the first one looked so easy. And the extra 5 kilos, still it looks easy.
Ready for the white flag.
And a joyful little jog up the
Everybody's ready.
stage
Dostina
as she
leader.
sees
1 minute.
3 white
Ready.
lights and hears the
1 minute.
speaker say, "Good lift." Now Stina Lindell, 100 kilos. That's good.
Yes.
Three white lights.
Three white light ready for
And
second
just looking ahead, she is lighter than the Norwegian, who is currently lying in bronze medal position
interval 1 minute.
with 102.5. So if she were to put another 2.5 kilos on the bar and make it, she would take the bronze away from the Norwegian. And this is Supernets, 105 kilos on the bar. Still 5 kilos below her personal best. Oh wow, that looked so easy. That didn't even look like an opener. That looks like what you would do in the warm up as your last warm up before you go out to your opener. And she dances
Set
for
paralysis
joy with
1 minute prior.
the Austrian coach. And now Iris Schulten,
Set. Go. Participate.
112.5 kilos.
Demonstration.
This will be a new
Performance.
personal best. Currently it's 109. That is the Dutch national record. And she will push the record and her personal best up by 3.5 kilos if she makes this lift. Oh, and that's a great lift.
Okay.
Three white
Three
lights
white
to
light.
end the second
New
round.
personal best for
And we'll just see the replay before we go to the scoreboard.
Alex.
Yeah, great lift from Schulten. And just to
Present.
confirm, at the end of the second round,
Levani
Schulten leads
ready
with
for second
112.5 kilos.
round.
She's guaranteed gold
Sofia
because Supernets,
Patrick.
who is second on 105, has gone 107.5 for her third. Norskog is still hanging on by her fingernails to third place with 102.5, but Lindell has gone 102.5 for her third lift, and if she makes it, she will take the bronze medal on body weight. And we go back to Grandstad. Well, I don't think she'll come out. She's doing the other competitors the courtesy of not withdrawing and therefore giving them their full preparation time before they come to lift again. And that is why we're seeing what we're seeing. And thankfully, she's first out, and we were able to fill most of the time with discussion of the scoreboard, so you haven't been staring at a blank platform for the last minute. But the clock has run down. A red light goes against the name, and Radistina Lulova from Bulgaria will come out for her third attempt. 87.5 kilos, just 2.5 kilos below her personal best.
Ready 1 minute.
And that's the totals after two rounds. Schulten on 292, Subinets 277, Lindell 267. But of course, one big deadlift can blow all that out of the water. And this is Lulova, 87.5. No, just too much.
Sorry.
And Annie Wilson next.
Rising
Annie
to
Nelson, my apologies, from Great Britain.
Annie Nelson.
Well,
Rising
her PB coming in was 85 kilos.
ready.
She opened on 80, equaled her PB with her second. And honestly, there looked to be plenty more in the tank, so she is going up to 90 kilos. And that is her task, to get that extra 5 kilos. It will really help when it comes to deadlift because she may well end up on the podium, but this extra 5 kilos will really help. Oh, she's working it, she's fighting, and that looks good. She smiles. Three white lights. New personal best for Annie Nelson. She celebrates with the coach. I think that's Henry Tosh behind the mask there.
Everyone is
Could be
ready
wrong.
for the next lifter.
What a great battle. Looking at it from overhead, I thought a third of the way, no, she's not going to make this. And she just kept fighting through and she got it. And now Sukovska, 95 kilos on the bar for another personal best. And that is good lift, I would imagine. Yes, three white lights. Now, Veronica Schulze, 97.5 kilos for her. There are five lifters to go. A reminder at the end of this round of bench press, we will take a 10-minute break. Group one are already warming up, so we don't need the full 20 minutes, and we will come back for deadlift. Just 2.5 kilos below her personal best. She missed it last time. Can she find something extra? No, not today. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it just isn't, and you can't put your finger on it. And some days you feel terrible and lift wonderfully, and some days you feel wonderful and lift terribly. It's all part of this fantastic sport of powerlifting. But this is Sorman Paulsen, 102.5 kilos on the bar. Well, she's made a big jump, and this would put her into third place. We hadn't even considered her for bronze, but this will push the Norwegian out of the medals. But can she make the jump? It's a 5 kilo jump and she's fighting, and it was just too much. And when she now thinks she's thrown away 2.5 kilos that could have helped in the battle for the podium, it's such fine margins, these decisions. What can you chase? Are you too conservative? Are you too bold? And this is Lindell from Finland, and this will be to take bronze medal on body weight. Norskog currently holds on to the bronze medal from the first group, but this will take it from Norway to Finland. And it's only 2.5 kilos heavier than a lift she did quite easily in the second round. And the commentator's curse has struck Lindell, but it means another medal from an underdog from the first group. We had a gold in squat, and now we have a bronze in bench press. And there are two lifters left, and the places are determined. It is just a question of can both lifters add the extra kilos to their subtotal. This is Supernets, Austria, 107.5 kilos, just below her personal best. And again, the extra 2.5 kilos. Both the last two lifters, they looked really comfortable. They put 2.5 kilos on and they couldn't do it. And then there was one, and it's Iris Schulten from Netherlands, the silver medalist in bench press, in squat, sorry, the gold medalist in bench press, and she's looking to add another 2.5 kilos to her subtotal. It's currently 292.5. This would take it to 295, 17.5 kilos ahead of Supernets before the deadlifts. Oh, and that's a great lift from Schotten. She had to give everything to that lift, and she did. It's three white lights. She is the gold medalist. She leads at subtotal, and we will come back in 10 minutes' time when everything will be resolved, when the bar hits the floor and the deadlifts begin. Join us again in 10 minutes' time. And welcome back, everybody, to the Open Women 63 kilo class here at the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Vasteras in Sweden. If you've been with us earlier, you would have seen squat and bench press competitions of the highest order. And just to summarize the positions in the bench press, because we left you to the break just as the scoreboard came up on the screen, Iris Scholten took the gold medal with 115 kilos. Supernets from Austria took the silver with 105, and from the first group, Norskog got the bronze with 102.5 kilos, and the clock ticks down to zero. And for those of you just joining us late, if you've just come home from work, we have two groups. There were 17 entries, and they've been split according to nominated totals, with those with the higher nominated totals in the second group, where the battle for medals is likeliest to be. And this is the first group, and Loris Och from Switzerland is first out, 147.5 kilos on the bar. And that looks good.
Ready,
And three white lights. You would expect the medals to come from the highest
David ready from
nominated
Senegal,
lifters in total in the
slowly.
second group, but sometimes you have a lifter that is especially good in one of the disciplines but doesn't have a particularly good total. Let's get this lift done first. This is Nordskog from Norway, and that is a good lift. But yes, 2-1. Center referee
Ready,
didn't
number
think it
one,
was fully locked.
ready.
But yeah, what we've had today, we've had the gold medalist in the squat coming from the first
David
group,
ready
the
from
bronze
United
medalist
States, Nafti
in the bench
ready.
press coming from the first group. And time again, when we get this split, we see a really good deadlifter emerging from the first group and getting a medal as well. So don't think there won't be any medal action here. There may well be. This is Blasquez Martin, and that looked easy.
Yes, ready.
155 kilos.
Ready right now, Cesar is ready from China, weight start. Going, 1 minute.
And that looks good from Backe Volstead,
Ready, stay well now.
and three white lights. And next up is Badalian
Cesar
from
is ready
Denmark. We were
from
talking about
Argentina,
people from the first group winning medals. Well, this is the lifter that won gold in the squat from the first group. Emma Arusiak Badalian from Denmark. That looks good.
Ready, stay right now.
Now we'll just see the replay.
160 kilo from China, Deadlift Round. Cesar is ready. Cesar is ready for right round, 1 minute.
And this is McGrath from Ireland. I just left you for one moment to check records. And that's good.
Yes, good move.
And three white lights. And just for context, the world and European record is 230.5 kilos, and that is the fabulous Priscilla Babwal from France, who is not here today. She is the record holder in deadlift. What a lifter she is.
L'ex-lifter Karina from Russia.
This is Abelina, 170, and that's good.
Good lead. Good to work.
Well, she gets a red. She looks
Second round
slightly
is for
confused.
Russia,
Let's,
Karina.
no, we're not going to get a
1 minute.
chance to see it again. And this is Abramova, and as is often the case, at the risk of being cliched, the first out on bench is the last out on deadlift, and vice versa, so often. Oh, and that's a great lift. And I wonder, will
Good
she
lead.
challenge
Good
for a
to
medal
work.
from this group,
Yeah, we start with the
or will
second round.
Avelina?
This is
Time will tell
Australia. 100
as the competition unfolds now. Flores Och from Switzerland is first out in the second round, 155 kilos
Everybody's ready. 1
on the
minute.
bar. They're quite closely matched, this group. There's no one way behind the rest. There's no one way ahead of the rest. And none of them would look out of place in Group 2. And the same look as before, and it should be good again.
Yes, really.
Three white
Russia,
lights.
ex-lifter Sunniva Shot. Norway, Barati.
Sunniva
1 minute.
Nordskog from Norway, bronze medalist in the bench, 157.5
Norway.
in the second round of the deadlift. The good news is all greens against the names
Leader
in the first
Sunniva
round,
Shot.
so everyone makes a total. Oh, that looks good. And three white lines.
Good lead. White light.
And the bar goes up to 162.5 kilos for the next two
Everybody's ready.
lifters.
Top bracket starting
The
very
first of them
soon.
is Nus
Ready.
Velasquez Martin from Spain,
Ex-lifter China.
and then Dr. Bolstad from Norway will follow. Oh, that's good. And three white lights. That's worth the fist
Everybody's
pump,
ready.
surely.
Norway, Bolstad, China, Norway. 1 minute.
And now Gina Backer Bolstad from Norway, the same weight, 160.5. And that looks good.
Good
It
lead.
gets
Good
a
to work.
blue
Good to
from the
work.
center
Good lead.
referee, which would suggest resting on the thighs or downward movement. Watch again.
Come back. Everybody's ready.
Well,
Attack.
it got two white lights, and that's all that's needed for a green to appear in the column next to the lifter's name. Now, Battalion, 165 for her as well, and that looks good. She's had a great day.
Good lead. 3 white light. Everybody's ready. Start Gina McGrath,
Now, Gina
Ireland.
McGrath, Ireland,
106.
167 kilos, 2.5 kilos away from her personal best. And you can see the SPD sponsor sign in the background as she wears the SPD singlet with air on the front. That looks good, and three white lights, and she is delighted with that. Now, Yana Abalina, Ukraine,
ready.
180 kilos.
Everybody's ready. Cardio 1 minute.
She's working it, but it's gone down. She's locked it, but I think she'll get blues.
5.
Yeah,
Unnecessary. So
nothing worse than saying a no lift before the referee's light comes up, and I've done it 2 or 3 times unintentionally in these championships, but it's pretty obvious that that had come down and that blues would be the result. Now, 192.5 kilos with a second attempt, and she makes it look easy, and she smiles. Can there be a medal from the
everybody
first
ready.
group in deadlift as well?
Now we
Perhaps
start
there
the
can.
first group with Switzerland also weighing 160 kilos. Number 7.
And we move into the third round, and I can tell you that Abelina, the Ukrainian lifter, has said no more. There's a cross against her
Loris
name,
ready. Loris Osh, Switzerland.
and this is Loris Och from Switzerland, 160 kilos. Very deliberate and specific setup. She put her shoulders back now, tense everything, and then drive with the legs. And once again, it's coming up, and no, it's just too heavy.
Silvia Rostock, Switzerland,
But it's great to have a process before you lift
165
and repeat
kilos.
it every time, because once you enter the process, when you've done it thousands of times in the gym, and it's always a process that ends with a good outcome, it almost
Ready,
teaches
1
the
minute.
body to work towards that same outcome on the competition platform. And this is Nordskog, 165 kilos. She's really good with her second attempt, and that's good as well.
Ready.
Three white
Program.
lights.
Silvia thank you from Spain.
And now Nus Blasquez Martin, her third and final attempt, 167.5 kilos.
Loris ready.
Just below her personal best in both deadlift and total, but she still had a good day. And that's a great lift. She smiles,
Ready.
she gets three white lights, and her work today is done.
Frida Bergstrand from Norway. The same weight. Everybody's ready. 1 minute.
That's a great round deadlift. And we've got Gina Bakke Bolstad from Norway. Her final attempt 167.5. 5 kilo PB if she gets it. And she's working and she's working and she's working and she locks it out, but
Feet 5.
it's
700.
blues from all three. It was for resting on the thighs. It's so cruel when she's done all that work, but it is a no lift.
From Denmark.
Now, Badalion from Denmark, her final lift of what has been a great day for her,
Time is ready for you,
170.
1 minute.
Her second lift equaled her personal best. This will be for a new PB. Her total PB 427.5. This would give her 435 kilos. So a double personal best riding on this one lift. And it's coming, it's coming. Oh, I thought for a moment she was going to pull that. First, I thought it wasn't going to move. Then she got it moving somehow. And then I thought maybe she would finish it. But it was just too much. But she gave it everything she could. Now, Gina McGrath, 175 kilos. This for a 5 kilo personal
1
best
minute.
in deadlift.
1 minute.
She's jumped past her PB. She was 2.5 kilos shy of it with the second round attempt, and this is 7.5 kilos more for a 5 kilo deadlift PB. And she's got it moving, and she has locked it out. She looks at the scoreboard, and she gets 3 white lights. And there is a dance of delight as she leaves the platform.
125 kilo for Kamila Ramova.
And I unwittingly gave another Irish lifter a nickname when I described her
130
departure
kilo
from
for
the
you.
platform back in Denmark in
Kamila.
2017. So I won't do that again. And we have one more lift, and it's Abramova, and it's 205, and this may be for a medal. And it's going, and she locks it out. And that is 205 kilos. It's a 5 kilo personal best. And that is what the Group 2 lifters will have to beat if they want a medal in deadlift. And the first of them is coming out. Veronica Schulze, deadlift PB 175 kilos on the bar, 155 for what she hopes is a safe opener. And I'm going to do what I'm always going to do, always do, just call the lifts in the first round deadlifts. Don't even go near total placings. And then we can see how things emerge after the first round. And that looks good. And all but one of these lifters will make a total when they make a deadlift, and the one that can't may well be saving herself for a deadlift medal attempt.
Ostina Lindell, Finland.
That was really easy and comfortable for the German. Now Stina Lindell from Finland, 172.5 kilos on the bar, 15 kilos below her personal best, but you really want to get a lift in, and then you've got two more to play with. And that's exactly what she's done. 3 5
2
lights.
minutes, 3 white lights.
Lulova from Bulgaria,
Italiano.
175 kilos,
Milova Radeva.
15 kilos below her personal best. That looks good. Three white
Ready.
lights.
Next is the
Now
Somalian
Elsa
Deadlift.
Sorman Paulsen from
Whenever the
Sweden
bar is ready,
is up next.
1 minute.
177.5 on the bar for her. Oh, I thought for a moment it wasn't going to move, but in the end, it moved
Ready.
really well. Three white
Ready.
lights.
The system is in
And the bar goes up to
operation.
180 kilos
Are you ready
for
for
the
drilling?
next two lifters. The first of them is Iris Scholten, to be followed by Pantea Supanets, and they have almost been locked together all day, close in squat, close in bench, and now absolutely the same deadlift opener. And that's a great lift from Scholten.
Good
Well,
lift.
her BB is showing us 182.5.
Bar
And
is
if
ready
that's
for
up to date,
release.
then that was a really brave opener
Pantea
by
Supanet.
Scholten. But it
Australia.
also begs the question, how much more does she have left? And this is Supernets. Oh, she made that look really easy.
Good lift.
What a great
This
lift
is
from
the
the
Somalian
Austrian.
Grandstand Shredded.
Well, it was so good that the replay missed it. It was that fast. Now, Sofia Granstedt from Sweden
Sofia
sadly
Grandstand
cannot make a
Shredded.
total. She has a 200 kilo deadlift
Time to
PB.
go.
She has a chance of a deadlift medal, and she's opening 185 kilos. And can Granstedt get some consolation from what must be a really disappointing competition on home soil? She would have hoped to have been lifting for a place,
Good lift.
but all
Pantea
she is lifting
Supanet.
for is a deadlift medal. And I suspect the way the platform crew rushed in, perhaps
Over.
she suffers
Release.
from some form of
Doucement.
vertigo-related balance problem
Next lifter,
when she
Anastasia
pushes
Volkova.
herself to the limit.
Ukraine.
Now Zhukovska from Ukraine
Bar is
is
ready to
going
go. 1 minute.
190 kilos, as will Annie Nelson
Next up,
from
Ukraine.
Great Britain. She will follow with a higher lot number. And then we will have a look at totals and get a better picture of where we are. Oh, that's good from Zhukovska. Plenty
Good
more
lift.
there, I would think.
315.
And
The bar is
finally,
open.
Annie Nelson
Show
will come out.
yourself, Annie. Work with
But
them.
remember, the lead is 205 kilos
1 minute.
from Abramova in the first group. So this is Nelson. Her PB is 202 kilos, not 202.5, 202. Oh, that is so easy.
Good lift.
And three white lights now. It's the end of the first round. Perhaps now we can have a look at totals. Well, we'll look at the deadlift first. And Abramova from the first group leads by 15 kilos from Nelson and Sukovska, with Grandstad just behind. But remember, she has had all three lifts. This is the more important one. Schulten is at 475, but has she much more to give? Supanets is in second place. and Nelson is in third. And that's Schulter and three white lights. And we'll call all the big lifts now and we'll tell you what they're lifting for, both in deadlift and in total. But certainly the top three are Schulten, Supinets, and Nelson as far as totals are concerned, with Lindell in a very close fourth place, and she is coming out now. It will keep her in fourth place, but she's currently in 440. This would put her to 450 and only 5 kilos behind Nelson, who, remember, has only had one lift. And that looks good. And three white lights. And lots of applause from the Finnish supporters. Now, Lulova, Bulgaria, also 182.5 kilos on the bar, 7.5 kilos below our personal best. Oh, and no, there's downward movement, I'm afraid. And there you see three red lights with three blues underneath. For those not familiar with powerlifting, the blue under the red in deadlift indicates either resting on the thighs or downward movement. They're the two principal reasons. And that one was definitely downward movement. Now, this is going to tell us quite a lot. Schulten is going 5 kilos over what we have as her personal best for her second attempt. And if she makes this comfortably, I doubt if anyone can get past her. But if she struggles or doesn't make it, she suddenly becomes a target. And that looks good.
Yes.
Three white lights. Make your own mind up. How much does she have left?
We continue with
How many
the
risks
bar is
are
ready.
those
Someone
behind
answer.
her
That is the
prepared to
deadlift.
take? Is Supernets prepared to risk silver to go for gold? No, this is Sorman Paulson. This will put her to fourth place in deadlift. And she's just a little too far back to get in the overall podium, I would think. Oh, and this time she
Ready,
just
ready.
can't get it past the knees.
And now stand by. You can say
And
goodbye
next up
to
we'll have Pantea
we have
Supernets from Austria,
Julia Pantea Supanet.
taking 190 kilos.
Very
It will
important
put her from
performance.
seventh to third in deadlift. It will consolidate her silver medal position. It will put her to 467.5 kilos, 15 kilos behind Schulten, and she is heavier, so effectively 17 and a half kilos
Silver
behind
medal in
Schulten.
deadlift in total. The bar is ready. 1 minute.
And this is 2.5 kilos below her
Silver
PB. But
medal.
remember
Julia.
how well the first one moved. And this is only, if I can use the word, 10 kilos more. And that's good as well. Wasn't quite as fast, but there's more for her to
1
give.
minute.
Three white lights. Now
Silver.
Zukovska,
Silver medal in deadlift.
197.5.
Bar is ready. 1 minute.
And this is a
Go, go,
European
Pastel
Masters
Lady.
1
Silver with
deadlift
medal.
and total record attempt for Sukovska. She's 40 years old, just entered Masters 1 this year. Oh, that looks good. We'll wait for the referees. That's a new Masters 1 deadlift record and new Masters 1 total record. Great lifting from Sukovska, and she has one lift remaining. And there are two more lifts in this second round. Sofia Grandstad, 200 kilos. This is to move from sixth to second place in deadlift. Remember, she cannot contend for a total medal, sadly. Oh, it's a great pull. And again, they rush in. They've clearly been told that she has some balance issues when she extends herself to the max. And the platform crew have done a great job again. This is day 7. They've done a fantastic job every single day. And now we have Annie Nelson, the last lifter out in the second round, and she is taking 202.5 kilos. And this will move her into second place in total and second place in deadlift. And she made that look easy, but she put it down too soon, and she's slightly dizzy as well. I thought she got it, but she put it down before the referee's signal, and everything is on a knife edge here in the 63 kilo class as we start the third round. And there is a lot of drama. There's going to be a lot of joy. There's going to be a lot of heartache and disappointment before this competition is over. And who is conservative and who is bold and who will take risks and who is risk averse. And that's a good lift for Schulze. She finishes 10 kilos below her personal best.
Vestita per Italia, numero 1, Valentina.
But she's performed solidly throughout. Still, no one has overtaken Abramova from the first group, and the chances of 3 people going past her, I would think, are quite remote. So, very good chance of another medal for one of the underdogs in Group 1. But this is Lulova. Missed it second time, and it's rested on the thighs again. She's locked it out. Yeah, it's two blues. Just watch. There's where it rests, and then she pulls it from there. But it can't do that. It can come into contact with the thighs, but it can't rest on them. Now, Sorman Paulsen, her third and final attempt. She's just outside the medals in both, but she's enjoying herself. She's had a good day, and this to finish it in style. Get the lift she missed last time, 187.5. Just got to get it to her knees, and then she'll be able to lock it. Got to give it everything she's got. Commit totally. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. And not today. Brave attempt. She smiles. She thanks the crowd for their support. And her day is done. And we have 6 more lifts in this most exciting of days. And it's Stina Lindell, Finland next. 190 kilos on the bar. Her PB is 188. She is the Finnish record holder. She's been pushed down into fourth in total. This was to get back onto the podium with lifters to follow. She must make this lift, or her chance of a podium finish has gone. Oh, what a fantastic deadlift from Lindell. Three white lights! And she finds herself back in a podium position. And listen to the cheers as Iris Schulten from the Netherlands with a deadlift PB that was 185 coming in, that went up to 187.5 in the second round, as she looks for a 10 kilo improvement on her PB in this competition. This will post 487.5, and I think she will be too far ahead to catch if she gets this. Well, how on earth did she lock that out? What will? But no, it's all blues. It went down. But she walks off knowing that she has the strength to do that. And that in itself is a positive to take from that failure. Oh, I thought it was gone there. And she just fought and fought and fought. What a battler. And now this is Supernets. She's in second place. This would put her to 472.5. And that looks good. And that puts her in silver medal position. But Annie Nelson comes up next with 202.5 on the bar for a lift that would give her a total. Sorry, well, that's showing Supernets. No, she's gone. Nelson missed 202.5. If she gets it, she goes to 467.5. She misses out on silver, but she will take the bronze and push Lindell down into fourth place. And we're talking overall, and it will also put her into silver medal position in deadlift, with of course two lifters to follow.
The last strongly in 1 minute for the bronze medal in Finland.
Come on, she shouts, you can do this. She had it right at the top last time and didn't hold it there. This is to get on the podium. And she's done it this time, surely. She looks at the scoreboard. It's three white lights. And it's a bronze for Annie Nelson, who comes back from missing 202.5 kilos to get it at the third attempt. Still in the lead in deadlift is Abramova from the first group with 205. So she is guaranteed a medal. The color of the medal will depend on what happens in the next two lifts.
1 minute for Sweden.
Everything has been decided in total.
Squad present, fighting to
The
go.
next two
Are you
lifts
ready?
are all about deadlift medals,
Squad
and
present,
this will be another European Masters 1 deadlift and total attempt by
for
Zukowska.
the silver medal in deadlift.
No, oh,
Big time by
she
Sweden
was
on
so
deadlift.
close. So
Bronze
Abramova
medal
is
for
guaranteed
Sweden,
silver.
silver medal.
Only Grandstad can snatch the
And
gold
also
away.
gold medal in deadlift.
And
Last
there she
attempt
is,
today. The bar
Sophie
is ready
Sophia
for Miss
Grandstad,
Grandstand.
the final lifter on a great day of
Gold
lifting,
medal in
with
deadlift.
207.5 kilos on the bar, a
Congratulations.
7.5 kilo personal best, lifting for deadlift gold for Sweden. Oh, it's going, and it just sticks. What a brave attempt.
Already,
And she
already.
says to the crew, "Thank you, but I'm fine."
Thank you.
And
Thank
what
you,
a
ladies and
brilliant
gentlemen.
exhibition of powerlifting these lifters have put on for us this evening as the 63 kilo class comes to an end and we look at the scoreboard one last time. First of all, in the deadlift, the gold goes to Abramova in the first group, and I love it when that happens. 205 kilos. The silver, Annie Nelson, Great Britain, with that last attempt of 202.5. The bronze to Grandstad of Sweden, some consolation for being unable to post a total. Zukowska was 2.5 kilos further behind and very, very close to yet another record, but she got Masters 1 records in both deadlift and total. And Supernets from Austria finished just outside the medals in both deadlift and total. And we move to the total now. I'm sorry, Supernets, of course, got the silver overall. The gold medalist is Scholten from the Netherlands, 482.5 kilos, a fantastic total. 10 kilos back, Pantea Supernets from Austria. She almost matched Scholten on all three disciplines. It was just the odd kilo here or there that added up to 10 and made the difference. And with a great deadlift of 202.5 kilos, Annie Nelson moved from fourth to third place, and she takes the bronze medal with 467.5 kilos, 10 kilos ahead in the end of Stina Lindell from Finland, who was on 457.5 kilos. The best of the rest, with Masters 1 European records, was Natalia Zukowska from Ukraine. And that is the end of not only a great session, but a great day's powerlifting on day one of open competition, where we have seen the 47, 52, 57, and 63 kilo women put on stupendously good competitions. Tiffany Chapon in the 47s leads the best scoring points. Noemi Alibert from France is second place. They took they were the champions in the 47s and the 52s. Iris Schulten has risen to fourth place in the rankings, and she is the 63 champion. Uh, in the 57s, the champion was from Great Britain, Melissa Hexter, and she is also in the top 10 of the best scoring points. Oh, what more can I say? It's been a wonderful day. We must leave you now to go to the victory ceremony. Just let me give you the trailer for tomorrow, what to expect. At 10 a.m. local time, we have a huge group of 26 men. Flight 1 will be the men's 59 and 66 kilo competitions. Flight 2 will be the B groups from the 74 and the 83s. Then in the afternoon, we have the A groups from the 74s and the 83s going back to back. In the evening, the women's 69 kilo class, 8 competitors, a very, very high quality competition expected there. I've got no more words for tonight. I must leave you for the medal ceremony. Join us tomorrow at 10 as this glorious 10-day festival of European powerlifting continues. But until then, from me, Martin Flett, in the commentary booth, bye for now.
For this victory ceremony, we have two presidents. The president of the European Powerlifting Federation, Arnold Washington. The president of the International Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Gaston Barra. Now we start with squat in the 63 kilo category. Bronze medal, Nelson Lani, Great Britain. The silver medal, Shorter Lewis, Netherlands. The gold medal is the same way. Magilia Eva Alicia from Denmark. Thank you. Thank you. Now, bench press, bronze medal. Norskov Suniva from Norway. Silver medal, Subanet Spartia from Austria. And the gold medal, Shorter Lewis from Netherlands. Thank you. Deadlift, bronze medal, Randstad Sofia from Sweden. So silver medal, Nelson Lani from Great Britain. And the gold medal, Aprobava Galina from Russia. Thank you. And now in total, bronze medal, Nelson Lani, Great Britain, 445 kilo, after 2 pounds on the place. Silver medal, Supanek Patea, Australia, 445. And the winner this year of this European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships in Vasteras is Shorter Lewis, Netherlands, 482 kg. And now please everybody stand up. Everybody stand up for the national anthem from Netherlands. Everybody please. Music maestro. applause for this category.